everybody, is the D-Rock100 and welcome back to more of a Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen. Last time, we went through routes 24 and 25. Showing her what is that they have to show us from out there? At least. Okay, yeah, routes 24 and 25. We got her to meet a Maniac and we went through the Cerulean City gym defeating Misty. Now, there's only one location for us to go to next. And that's going south. Yeah, I might as well. So anyway, while we're kind of backtracking a little bit, there is actually something that I actually want to quickly do. Well, no, it's like, well, yeah, I guess we're kind of backtracking a little bit. While I was doing the bios, I had this Amber right here, and I also had this Spearow. I have a reason for getting this. So Beedrill, we may have had our differences, but at least you have proved to be okay, I guess. Don't worry, that'll definitely change later on. Whoops. Alright, now, right down here, Route 5. There is actually a Pokemon down here that I actually want to try to fight. Yep, there it is. In fact, this is the one new Pokemon that we can find out here, and I actually want to go ahead and talk about this real quick. Meow! If you were looking for any good normal type, you won't exactly find it here, though. But I suggest that you catch this for another reason. Look at its ability. Pickup is one of the absolute best abilities in the entire series. True to its name, it picks up items. It's a little bit odd for how things are displayed with the use of the pickup ability, especially depending on the one-hit generation that you're looking at it from. So as it stands, pickup is great. It's just that environment of LeafGreen is a little bit diverse. Or actually a little bit more specific. Kind of bringing down a little bit more with Meowth as it is. When it evolves into Persian, it loses that pickup ability in place for Limber, preventing paralysis. You could say that is a good choice, but I say otherwise. In fact, if I looked at it carefully, Meowth is the only Pokemon in the entire main game to have pickup for the ability. If you truly want with pickup, you're gonna have to stick with Meowth. The higher level that you are, the better the odds of finding some rare items. Another thing that makes this thing stand out is that Meowth and Persian have a signature move known as Payday. This is a 40 power, 100 accuracy, normal time move that scatters on a coin. That goes to 5 times the user's level each time. So saying that if you're at level 20 and you use Payday, that's an additional $100 in a given hit to you in the game. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. And if you're at maximum level 100, that's free 500 right there. The real big thing to really kind of be careful with is that even though that it's a very nice physical sweeper, it gets outclassed a lot. So unless any of you who truly wanted to have any good opportunity to use this thing, you're gonna have a bit of a hard time going for something like this if you truly wanted to have a little bit of fun with this. So as it stands, Meowth is great. But long term, it's a little bit outclassed.
Alright,
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to deposit Paris right here. Every step you can take is an experience at a point to add a hitter to the Pokemon head that is here at the daycare. We'll be checking up on this one a little bit later. Assuming if I don't forget it. I am gonna go ahead and I'm going to put Meowth in the party. Because I'm liking the idea of the pickup ability that it has. I'm gonna be checking on it frequently, just to see how things are. Is there anything you can do down here? No. Oh, I'm thinking of something a little bit later. Hi, do you have a Nidoran female? Want to trade it for my Nidoran male? This girl! If you're tired of trying to find the opposite gender of a Nidoran that you want in FireRed and LeafGreen, bring another one with you, and, well, there you go. And unfortunately, I do not have that, but that's okay. This is just one of those nice in-game trades, and that could be of some good use to you. Down here, though. Underground tunnel. I think they have some items that could be found down here as well. There is an item that we'll be getting in a little bit that will help out greatly on that. But I'm not gonna fuss up a lot about it. People also lose things in the underground path. I just got done talking about that. Alright. Okay. I still got plenty of super potions, so that'll come in handy a little bit later. Right here. Citrus Berry. A held item that restores a third of your maximum HP if your health falls down a little bit. Rare candy! Yeah! We got some trainer battles out here that I want to go through. And I think you are a trainer of interest. Nah, I'll switch it out. Yes, yes, yes. And Strange shot the heck out of me. But that's gonna do any good. And let me guess, you gonna poison me? Didn't think so. Yes! Get another Weedle on you. I think I'm going to be on the safe side, switch on over to Jade. Jade is actually relatively close to learning a couple of good moves that I would like her to learn. And they'll definitely be worth it. It's amazing that these guys don't have any higher fully evolved Pokemon in this one. That would definitely make the game a little bit more challenging. But no, you gotta deal with a painfully below average of Pokemon that refuse to evolve. You know what? Let's try it. Maybe a good physical sweeper, but sometimes lowering my speed can improve to be lethal. Oh, sure. Now you go for a tackle. But you probably knew that I was practically useless at that point. Am I? Alright. You guys are trying to train trainers. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. That isn't what I had in mind. I can avoid Geo, but I can't avoid that one. That one's overquite. I don't want to talk to you. I just want to have a pass by. Alright. Go for Inferno on this one because you are a dangerous threat. Go for the Ember. There we go. Weewaggers at level 19. Very, very nice. Stun Spore. I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that one. Ooh, okay. New one. Got Eradicate. Now if I could get you to kick it in the tooth. Funny. Oh, Hyper Fang! Yeah, catch you in both teeth. It stinks. I couldn't beat your challenge. Who said I wanted to challenge you? You're the one that challenging me, you douche. I want to talk to this girl real quick. You heard to battle with someone you've tangled with before? Have you ever had that urge? I'm sure you have. I wanted to battle certain people again over and over too. So I've been giving these away. Please take one. The Versus Seeker. Use that device and you'll find trainers looking for a rematch. You have to charge its battery to use though. This is a great item. You ever want to re-challenge any trainers and just get some more experience and more money? Well, there you go. Alright. Even at the same level, Pokemon have very different stats and abilities. A Pokemon raised by a trainer is stronger than the one in the wild. Damn right. Is it true that a higher level Pokemon will be more powerful? But all Pokemon will have weak points against specific types. Yeah, everybody knows that. You. You almost witnessed something like that happening. So Vermillion City has some pretty good stuff in that we can do around here. I'm the fishing guru. I simply love fishing. I can't bear to go without. Tell me, do you like to fish? Grand. I like your style. I think we could be friends. Take us some fish, young friend. We received an old rod. Fishing is a way of life. It is like the finest of poetry. From the seas to rivers, go out and land the big one, my friend. So unfortunately, we can only register one thing at a time, but that's okay. Hit the minus setup button on the Throne Controller. And then we get ourselves a Magikarp. Don't worry. It's gonna be times a little bit later on in the game where we'll get better rods and we'll land the big ones. Just wanted to kind of show that off a little bit. We will be seeing other kind of Pokemon later on that can be found here with the old rod, but I wouldn't count your chickens. Let's... Your current multiple is a toxic sludge. Multiplies a toxic sludge. Ooh. Putting up a building on this plot of land. I own it all. A Pokemon is tapping the land to lay the foundation. Now, I believe there's something around here, I believe? Alright. We want to go to one of these houses right here. Do you have a Spearow? I'm going to trade it for my Farfetch. Farfetch! Stinks. No stat over 65, a normal flying type. The only real redeeming factor that it could possibly have is the fact that it's coming armed with a stick. A held item exclusively made for Farfetch that increases its critical hit ratio. In fact, it knows one move through level up that actually makes it worthwhile. Slash. But only when you reach, I believe, at level 42. What? Even both of its abilities are up for questioning on that. So the question is, do you want a soft reset and to go on with the law preventing elusive accuracy, or do you want one hit to prevent some flinching? Truth be told, I would probably say that Kenai would probably be the better of the abilities to go for, solely because in that this is a choice that is, it's just, why? You're investing TMs into this thing if you want. In fact, if you're looking for anything that can get dealing with your Fly HM user, well, here you go. Might as well make it be useful for something. It does get better in later generations when it knows some better moves and through its level ups that do help out with its critical hit ratio with the stick. But here, you're not gonna find much of it. If you want to use it, go right ahead. The only real big thing, and just to be mindful of, is that it's a painfully average and normal flying type, and nobody likes painfully average and normal flying types. Just use this for your fly user, and or for a completionist. Cha-ding! I do want to quickly point out that traded Pokemon do get a 1.5 times experience in a boost with every victory hit that you have in certain battles. Let's see here. Peck, Sand Attack, and Leer. You know what? I'm curious. I want to check something. I want to make sure that what my statement says is accurate. Do that. And I'll go ahead and I'll sell my nugget. Because I want to make sure that my statement is correct on this. So we'll go ahead and switch this one out. Just gonna be on the safe side on that. Because Farfetch ain't gonna stand a ghost of a chance on this. Nice critical. Yep, gained a boost from that. I just said 1.5 times experience and a boost, and then it gains time because it's a traded Pokemon. So, I guess if you want to try to use a Pokemon and that's good for that sort of thing, you could do, well, I guess you could do better. I'm also just gonna be going back and forth and just trying to keep my Pokemon prepped and ready for what is to come, especially since that we're gonna be in here for a couple of pretty big fights. Yes, yes, yes. At least I know that my statement is correct. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, was Meowth holding an item? Find out real quick. No, it was not. I thought it was. Alright. Well, that's what happens when you mess with someone like me. You, on the other hand, would probably have a better shot with Farfetch. And you had a Butterfree. And you're level 20? Okay, you know what? I take that back. I take that all back. I guess maybe I could have potentially done something for that. But at least I can almost guarantee you that 2 of my Pokemon are going to level up from this. Yeah! Alright, let's see. 513! Nice! Level 21. Elijah. You're too good. Alright. So I think the next place that we'll go to... Actually, what's in this place? I want to exchange mail with a source of people. I sent my pigeon to a union room to exchange mail for me. My pigeon to fly a letter to Saffron in the north. I never really cared much for mail in this situation. Oh, what? Not cool. Hey, don't worry, we'll be covering it at this location at a later time. But I actually did wanted to see something real quick coming over here. There is actually a couple things over here that might actually be worth looking into before you do anything else. Please don't poison me. What did I just say? We got some high-level trainer battles out here. And I think, depending on how this fight goes, Inferno might just lose it to the poison. Yep, we're probably gonna lose to the poison. Jading's at level 14. Alright. Actually, do I even have anything for this? Nope. I got a rare candy that I can use it to revive him. Yep, fainted. Told ya. I was hoping to try to avoid a couple of those trainer fights, but I think there is one in particular out there that's kind of worth our time. Oh, actually, hold on a second. Hold on a moment. I actually completely forgot about this building. The Pokemon Fan Club. Cheer the Pokemon fan club. I raised more than 100 Pokemon. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon. I surely am. So, just comes to visit to hear about my Pokemon? Good, listen up. My favorite Rapidash. It's cute, lovely, smart, plus amazing. You think so? Oh yes, it's stunning. Kindly, love it. Hug it when sleeping, warm, and cuddly, spectacular, ravishing. Oops, look at the time. I kept you too long. Thanks for hearing me out. I want you to have this. The bike voucher. Take that bike to the bike shop in Cerulean City. Exchange it for a bicycle free of charge. Don't worry, my favorite Firo will fly me anywhere where I need to go. So no need for a bicycle. Hoping you like cycling. Yeah, that's also what I was thinking of. But don't worry, honey. We'll be getting into that a little bit later. Alright. Oh! I panicked. I panicked and I tabbed. You! You're the trainer of interest that I was thinking of. You have a new one. Magnemites. And Sonic Boom. That was a weird adaptation of the Sonic series. You just got critical hit from touching flames. Alright. So glad that Magnemite converted from an electric type into an electric steel type from Gen 2 and onward. Doing it in there. Steel definitely has a lot of resistances, so that's definitely something to take into consideration on that. But rest assured, I kicked it in its eye socket and it dismantled. Just like it in a Pokemon Stadium 2. Ooh, okay. Now we got a big one. Magneton. Now you, on the other hand, you could be a threatening force. Not like that! Uh-oh. And down goes Inferno. Joy. You know what? Let's be funny. Go meow. Uh-oh. Faster than you. Okay, you know what? Forget it. I don't care. That's awesome. I will take it. Actually, hold on a second. You do have pickup, right? Okay, yeah, you do. Alright. Now, I believe it's right over here. Yes! Found a great ball. There should be something that's right around one of these corners up here. An escape rope. You want to come right down here? We have this guy. One Professor Oak's aids. If you have completed data on 30 species, I'm supposed to give you a reward. You trust me with an item finder? Let's find out. 25. So I'm 5 Pokemon short. You could trade your Nidorina for a Nidorina for this, and it's vice versa in FireRed. For if you have a Nidorina, you want to go for a Nidorina. I guess if you want to try to be more versatile and demanding or something like that, it could be worse. An Awakening. Alright. I wanted to show off at that part, and I think there's one last place that I would like for us to go to before we do anything else. I'd like to take a quick peek inside Diglett's cave. Like I said, actually, you know what? No. You go straight to Vermillion City. So, in here, we have two new Pokemon that can be found in here. Diglett and Dugtrio. These are the fastest ground-type Pokemon that you will find, but they're also considered to be the most fragile. You will find mainly Digletts on here 90% of the time, but 10% of the time, you will be able to find Dugtrio. These, like I said, are what many people call the ultimate revenge killers. If you really want to find one, go right ahead. You're going to be in here for a pretty long journey, and if you want to try to find a Dugtrio, and those things are hard to catch. Arena Trap is basically its equivalent to preventing Pokemon from fleeing. So, you're probably not going to get that much average out of that, though. In fact, you're probably going to be running into one right now. Nope, Diglett. Don't let these things fool you. They're fast, and they're dangerous. They will eventually come in knowing magnitude. They will eventually come knowing earthquake. And apparently these things know how to use slash, even though they're moles and they don't exactly have hands. So I guess that they can use something about their heads for that, but I choose not to question it. As it stands, Diglett and Dugtrio are the best on the ground type Pokemon in the game. They are known for being the ultimate revenge killers for a reason. And welcome back to Route 2, but it's on the east side. Now, is there anything up here? I think there's an item up here that I wanted to check quick. Because why would they have an open field of nothingness? Okay. I want to come in here real quick. Fainted Pokemon has no energy left to battle. I can still use the move Cut outside of battle. An Abra! And I don't have it on my team. You might want to come back over this later. Especially by the time when you get cut. There's actually a pretty good reason why I suggest this. We'll be talking more about the traded hit Pokemon for this a little bit later. It's mainly because that there's some things out here that will require us to have the move Cut. But we'll be talking more about that a little bit later. Yes, yes, yes. Alright. Whoa! Okay! I will say this. If you want to try to find any good user for any good ground type for this, I actually recommend catching this for this upcoming boss. But you know what? Let's try it. Yay! Meowth's holding an item. Let's see. You got a Pekka Berry right there. That's good for healing poison, which is very, very nice. This is one of the reasons why I suggest that you pick up one of these repels. For dungeons like these, it's gonna be stretching for miles. Alright. Pulse effect wore off. Alright, anyway. So, I think now is gonna be a good time for us to just stop it here. We made some pretty good progress, and we got to Vermillion City. We explored a little bit of Route 11, and we also explored pretty much all of Diglett's Cave and what it has to offer. I think we're gonna go ahead and end things off from right here. Next time, come right over here, and we board the SS Anne. See you guys then.